Welcome back everybody to another episode of Sneaker Updates. This will be Sneaker Updates number 18. If you happen to be new here, this has now become a weekly series on the channel, and if you're not familiar with the series, essentially in these videos we go over a variety of different shoes, those of which got updates for throughout this week. For example, those of which may potentially include some Nike and Off-White, Yeezys, Jordans, and more. But with that short little intro out of the way, why don't we jump right into the first update?
Go to many places. I like to make funny faces. I like to crack a funny joke. My favorite drink is a can of Coke.
Like always, why don't we kick it off with some Nike and Off-White. To start it off, last week I did mention to you guys that China did have their sneaker anniversary, and with that came a lot of Off-White restock. Now, when I mentioned this to you guys, I made sure to say to look out for a lot of these potential restocks because the 10 is ending in January. Well, at the beginning of this week, we saw that UK actually had an exclusive access drop to the Off-White White Prestos. Again, guys, I'm just trying to tell you guys you should keep your eyes open in case any of this stuff is occurring. If you guys ever see a notification pop up on your phone from Nike sneakers, perhaps there's exclusive access. And of course, if you ever hear something about an exclusive access drop and you have multiple accounts, be sure to check everything because there's a lot of potential for a lot more exclusive access drops before the 10 is over. Not just that, but it's very possible that there might be a lot of other different forms of restocks. So again, guys, I'm just reminding you, you might want to keep your eyes open just to be safe. As of now, though, the two confirmed pairs that are going to be ending off the 10 collection are from the Air Max 90 Off-White. These colorways do include the black Air Max 90 and also the Desert or Air Max 90. As stated previously, we've known about this for quite a while now. According to Pirates, they are going to be dropping on the 17th of January for $160. But the two updates we got are actually pretty good. First of all, just like the Off-White Air Force Ones in Volt and Black, we will be seeing toddler pairs in these colorways. Now, infant pairs aren't confirmed. Toddler pairs will be profitable if you were wondering, just like the men's sizes, so I would recommend going for those as well. Or, of course, if you're trying to hook your kid up, that'd be pretty cool too. Infant pairs are not confirmed as of now, but, if anything happens, of course, I'll be sure to let you guys know. And the second update, which is my favorite, honestly, is that stock is supposed to be very reminiscent of what we saw with the Off-White Black and also Volt Air Force Ones, which means they're not going to be too difficult to cop. I mean, granted, they're still Off-White and Nike, but in comparison to other releases that we've seen in the past, it won't be impossible, I'll say. Again, though, I do want to emphasize the fact that there are more Off-White and Nike collaborations coming, such as the women's track and field collection, and even the blue Off-White Air Force Ones, which I don't understand why they're not part of the 10, but, it is what it is. I'm not complaining. Considering those aren't part of the 10, there's a lot of potential for a lot of really nice shoes outside of the women's track and field collection, so don't be too disappointed that the 10 is ending. There's a lot of potential in store for us. But anyway, with Nike and Off-White out of the way, why don't we move on to some Yeezys, because I know you guys want to hear about them. So we've known for quite a while now that non-3M Yeezy 350 V2 will be dropping on the 27th, and also the 700 releasing on the 29th. But now, as of very recently, if you guys watched my How to Cop guide or follow my Twitter, you now know that the 3M Yeezy 350 V2 static will be dropping exclusively on Yeezy Supply on the 26th, and of course, like always with Yeezy Supply, it is going to be a randomized drop. Now, I did make a How to Cop guide for both pairs, and I just want to emphasize the fact that you guys really shouldn't be stressing out for this release. I know 17,000 pairs is really not a lot of pairs in general, but considering it's a Yeezy Supply exclusive, 17K on Yeezy Supply alone isn't that bad at all. When it comes to more stocked releases, honestly, it doesn't differ that much. I know, it's more than 17K, but it's not that big of a difference considering most of the stock is spread out through Adidas and also foot sites and consortium sites. My essential point there was that it's not going to be impossible to cop these. 17K isn't a bad number for Yeezy Supply alone. Obviously, considering it's a Shopify site, bots will do really well, but if you're going manual, you still have a very high chance of copying as well. I mean, autofill is really a lifesaver. That's all you need, Chrome autofill. And also, you just need a bookmark for the password page. When the password page is up, we've been mentioning this for a very, very long time. You don't want to refresh the /password, and this goes for any Shopify site. because if you do that, normally you will be stuck there for quite a while in comparison to not doing that and refreshing the link without the slash password. You'll get right in, and to do so, all you got to do is create a bookmark and click the bookmark without the slash password. I do not recommend using the bypass jig specifically because it's been so inconsistent for the past few months. I do understand that occasionally you will get through, and that's maybe 10% of the time. For that reason, I don't think it's worth the risk, but if you are interested in trying it, here's what I want to recommend to you. I would recommend going for this release on 2 Chrome users. On each of those Chrome users have autofill set up and the bookmark set up, so it's basically the same, but your cookies are different, so the sessions won't interfere with one another. So basically what I want you guys to do is on the first Chrome user, do the release as you normally would without the bypass jig, and then after this, while you're waiting in line, go to your second Chrome user and try the bypass jig there. It's very likely that you'll just be kicked back to where you started, and it's going to waste a ton of time, and you do risk not getting your pair at all, but of course it's worth a try, because there is a chance that some of you guys may be able to get through with it. Hey, then you're there, you skip the queue, and you're all set. If you don't know what the bypass jig is, watch this video. It's from 9 months ago or so. Skip to the 9-minute mark, I believe it is. So yeah, if you want to try it, check out the video. I explain it step by step in there. It's pretty self-explanatory. It's very easy. And I think the last thing I wanted to mention about the 3M statics is, again, just a boost of confidence, guys. I mean, I might be jinxing myself, and it'll be pretty funny when I don't cop. But for the rest of you, I do trust you will be able to cop, even though they're extremely limited. But it is worth noting that Yeezy Supply absolutely sucks at shipping, and they also did lose my blue tints. They have no customer service, so if you do happen to get scammed, you're out of luck. Finally, the last thing I wanted to mention for Yeezy Supply in general and most Shopify sites, when you want to make multiple orders, I would recommend using a different email address and also a completely different credit card. And if you want to play it extra safe, if you do happen to live in a house, what you can do is add an address line too. For example, you could add 1A, 2B, 2C, anything like that. Obviously, I would set this up in autofill beforehand, and then you probably will be fine. For those of you living in apartments, though, you don't want to do this at all. You want to keep this accurate, obviously. But what you guys could do is, say you have street in your name, you could change it to ST or ST dot. I'm not 100% if that's going to work. Perhaps they'll end up canceling yours, but if they do cancel, they usually only cancel everything but one of them, so you'll still end up getting one. But anyway, with Yeezys out of the way, why don't we move on to some Jordan? Kicking it off with Jordans, the Jordan 5 Michigan will drop for $225 on August 10th of 2019. But the picture I have on the screen right now is actually for the Fab 5, but they're supposed to be pretty reminiscent of one another. Also in August, on the 3rd actually, the Cool Gray 4s are going to be dropping, and this is the first time since 2004. For recent news, on the 27th, we have the Jordan 1 Sports Illustrated releasing. Let me know down in the comments below if you would like a how to cop guide for these, because honestly, I kind of like the story behind them, and I would like to talk about the background information. And regarding resale, I would suggest sticking to sizes under 10 on these because they are looking rather low, specifically because of low demand. Finally, the last Jordan update we have for today is that the Concord 11s are now confirmed to be restocking in January. If you ask me, I think this is a brilliant marketing move by Nike. What they ended up doing, they released some pairs before December 8th, then obviously the big December 8th release, and now they're releasing some pairs after. Pretty wise of them to do this, honestly. But anyway, moving on to some miscellaneous shoes with Jordans out of the way. Earlier this week, the scanner for images at the bottom of the product page for the purple SBs actually changed. Normally, when you scan the box for the purple SBs, it would turn into the purple lobster. This time, though, for a short period of time, it did turn into the green lobster. Now, what actually ended up happening with this, when you did scan it, you had a chance to have exclusive access. Not exclusive access, but you had a chance to get exclusive access to a New York City sneakers pass. And the sneakers pass did occur, and the sneakers pass popped up around 9:40. It did occur at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. There weren't many pairs at all from this sneakers pass, but the good news is that images did load up to Nike, which for the most part usually means that we are going to be seeing a wider release. Of course, I can't guarantee it specifically because of what happened with the Mentor release where images loaded up and nothing happened at all. But yeah, most likely something is going to occur, so keep your eyes open for that. I'll keep you guys updated, of course. Turn on post notifications and subscribe, by the way. way if you happen to be new. But anyway, moving on to the next release, the Crystal 97s will drop on the 26th for, oh god, $400. Look, I don't know why Nike decided to place the retail at $400. I understand that it's different materials, but no way should these things be worth $400. Of course, Nike's gonna do what Nike's gonna do. Regarding resale predictions, bids aren't really looking fantastic right now, but I am expecting a jump in price after 10 a.m. Eastern time. So if you guys do want to go for these on Nike sneakers, I mean, not only do they do free returns, but for 30 minutes you can cancel your order. And finally, the last update we have for today on Christmas Day, we have the Concepts Kyrie 4s releasing for $130. I know a lot of you guys are going to be asking, and yes, I would definitely recommend picking these up for resale purposes and also personal wear. Don't sleep on these guys. With a low retail of $130, you can definitely have some wiggle room for some decent profit. But with that, I'm actually going to conclude today's video. Feel free to leave a like if you enjoyed or if you perhaps learned a thing or two. Also, subscribe and turn on post notifications to stay 100% updated on any of the shoes I mentioned today or any future hyped releases as well. Have a fantastic rest of your day. And for those of you who stuck around in today's video and actually watched the entire thing, just keep an eye on my Twitter, alright? On that night when I do see the password page comes up, I'll tweet something out. I'm not going to say what it is, but just keep your eyes open. Just a little gift to you guys who watch my entire videos. But anyway, I'll see you guys later. Good luck, of course. You'll be fine, trust me.
It's a fun, yeah! Why are you always in my way? Knocking me over every single day. Get your foot off my foot, It's a fun, yeah! I should have run the other way. Now there's just one thing to say. Get your foot off my foot,